Hi guys, it's Becky, and I would like to get into this Moroccan Bazaar kit. I unboxed it and organized it a little while ago, and then I have been making things with other things in the meantime, but I have been wanting to come back to this because I love the colors. I love so many of these cool and interesting beads that are in here, and I think it's going to be really fun. And one of the things I wanted to do with this is, like, as I was opening it, I kept thinking to myself, how many great pairs of earrings I could make with what's in this box. Like, you could make like just tons of them. So I'm going to just make as many earrings as I feel like making today. Might be 10, might be 12, might be 3. I don't know. We're going to find out. But I'm just going to open this up. I'm going to pull out some beads. I'm going to pull out some dangles. I'm going to pull out some tassels. And I'm going to have some fun with this Moroccan Bazaar kit. Because you've got like such cool, interesting like beads that are just all by themselves so awesome. And then like these other really, really interesting bits that can go with it and can make them a little bit better and more awesome. And like you got several of them that would definitely make good earrings. So I'm gonna pull out some of these beads. We're just gonna see how they go together. I'm definitely going to be using some of these flowery tassels. I think they're going to be super fun. Yeah, I'm gonna just pull out everything that's in this container because it's all gonna be earrings. Let's see. There's these leaf charms, feather charms. Could be either. Probably feathers. I'm gonna pull these out. Maybe a couple of these arabesques. I'm definitely gonna be making a bracelet with some of these beads because we've got this really gorgeous Tiracast clasp that like is gonna be super awesome with this. Let's pull out a couple of these red beads. So let's pull them all out. Let's just get a bunch of stuff out here that we can work with, that we can play with. These amber beads, maybe some of these lemony ones. It's a really, really gorgeous lemon yellow. Let's see. Oh, the caramels. They're ceramic beads, but they remind me of caramels. So I'm kidding. I call them caramels. But yeah, so I'm gonna get some of these shiny, like metallic looking. They look like metallic tiger eye. Get some of those out. Maybe some of these wood rondelles. That'd be a good way to give more impact with like some of the bigger beads without weighing them down too much. With the, sorry, you're a little out of shot. Let's scooch this guy up so you can see more of what I'm doing. All right, and then like a couple of these purple guys. Might use them for something. Get a couple of these blue and copper color together in one in one bead. These beautiful melon beads. Ooh, maybe these teal hishis can go in between some beads and give me a little pop of color. That would be awesome. Some of these, it's like little opal colored crystals in a cluster. These are definitely going in there. Okay, and you know what? We got bead caps. We have so many bead caps. I'm just dumping a whole bunch of stuff out here, and we're gonna see how it goes together. There may be some stuff that we don't put together, that we don't use. But there's like all these little spacers and bead caps. And this is just, I mean, it's a smorgasbord of like little bits and bobs that will definitely go together. And we make things. Ooh, don't forget. I'm not gonna get probably to these little melons, because I think I have an idea for what I'm gonna do those with, and it's not gonna be these earrings. Ooh, but these nice ambery color drops might work on something. It's nice to have like different sizes of beads in an earring, like to stack up in different ways and maybe different colors. So having these tiny beads with the larger beads is gonna give me more that I can do with. Yeah, so let me see. Am I missing something? Let's get these chocolate and caramels go together, I should think. And then we've got these little brown pearls. Ooh, these cube beads that have a hole that runs like diagonally, so they sit like that. These are gonna be cool. We're gonna make something with that. All right, so I've just pulled out a bunch of beads. Don't know which ones I'm gonna use, which ones I'm not gonna use. Don't have a lot of ideas yet, but I'm gonna have something come together. We've got some crimp tubes, and it came with this copper colored Softflex wire, so we're gonna probably do some earrings using the Softflex wire. But I also grabbed some of the metals that we see in there. We have some gold and we have some non-tarnished copper, and it's 22 gauge craft wire for this. So we're gonna make some earrings with these, and I think I want to make. Have you guys ever made the kind of earring where like it goes? Here, I'll show you. Like, where's the? Here. Let me just pull out my tools. Most likely going to be using these because I use these for a bunch of stuff. We're going to be cutting wire with this. We're going to be folding things with this, bending. We may use some round nose pliers in order to like curl some things. Gonna use this for crimping. It is a magical crimper. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Let me see. I think maybe that much. All right, let's get 2 of them so we can make them the same way. All right, I'm just gonna flush cut the ends. This is the 22 gauge wire. Now I'm gonna kind of bend it. Here. And then bend it. Using my fingers. Just to give it a curve. You know what would work better for giving it a curve? Oh, here it is. Okay. This is a nylon jaw plier with a curve on it. And they're used mainly for putting a curve on like bracelets and stuff. I'm just kind of gently squeezing along on here. Oh, I did not flush cut that end. Alright, so let me see, actually, this will be about the right size for the backs to be on that. I just put the end of both of those wires, and I'm going to just make a bend here. And then accentuate it with my tweezer nose pliers. Okay. And now I think I'm going to cut it about here because it'll go into the ear with this part of the ear wire. But I'm going to stack some beads along the front and then make a loop at the bottom and hang a dangle from that. So I'm going to cut here, and I want to cut them flush. I think that's a good place to cut that. Like, you can use your fingers to do the bends if you don't have one of these, by the way. You don't have to bend the wire just with this, but it just is so easy with that. All right, so it's both the ear wire and the post that I'm going to be stacking some beads on, and let's see what beads I want on there. And also, what kind of dangle? I think I'm gonna do these guys and these guys. Will they fit on there? Yeah, they will. And then I'm gonna sandwich these guys in between them like that. All right, let's try it. Let's see how this looks. I'm gonna put the melon bead on first, and then this. As long as there's still room up here at the top for your ear to go. Then another melon bead. And now I'm gonna take my round nose pliers, and I'm just gonna make a little loop here at the bottom of this. There we go, made a little loop. I'm gonna open it, slide on my dangle. Boom. An earring. And yeah, it hangs from the ear like that. Dangle. All right, I like it. All right, I'm gonna set this aside as my first earring. And I'm not gonna make both pairs, but I am going to set aside what I used with it so that I can make a second pair once we're done here. And then you guys will see it. Maybe I'll put a picture at the end of the video so you guys can see them all. What do I want to do next? Let's use some gold wire and these. And then I'd like to don't know if I want those pointing up or pointing down. Pointing up with one of these guys at the bottom of each of them. And these. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. All right, and this one's going to be a little bit long. So let's get about 6 inches of wire for that. And cut that flush. I'm going to use these instead of my bail making pliers since they're handy and the bail making pliers are way over there. But I'm just going to make a little loop after I straightened out my wire. Make a little loop at the bottom. Then sometimes you do a little bend before you make the loop, sometimes you do it after you make the loop. close that. And this is where I am going to attach my little leaf slash feather slash whatever it is. All right, so we're gonna have this be a dangle. And you'll see why I cut so much extra wire in a minute after I get these guys on here. So I want this to sit at the bottom of my drop bead, my big blue drop. So I'm stringing those on so that it is right there. And then I'm going to slide this guy right on there and grab my, I'm going to leave a little bit of space between these beads. Bend this over. Is that the right way I want it to bend? No, that is not the right way I want it to bend. But that's okay because I can twist it around in a little bit. All right, bend that over. Now I'm grabbing these because I'm just used to doing it this way. Bend that, bend it a little bit more. And now I'm gonna start wrapping. I'm gonna do 3 good wraps up here at the top. Then I'm gonna push this bead up here. Make sure this is facing this way. And I'm just going to bend. You want to always bend carefully with glass beads. Bend it around here. I'm pinching the bead and the wire so that it doesn't move while I start to wrap it again. And I'm going to give it 2 good wraps here. 1, 2. And actually I'm going to want it to come around one more time so that I can wrap it around this guy. Now, going around this just once. And now around here one more time. I have it facing the wrong way, and that's fine. It's fine, because I can always fix it. Fix it in post. just kidding. All right. Oh man, was that all in shot? I hope it was, because I was holding it out away from me towards what I thought was the camera. Okay. Now that is... All right, now I just need to put an ear wire up here on the top, and I'll have another pair of earrings. So I'm going to stick this over here with the bits that I did that with. I'm just going to pre-cut some wire for that so that when I go to make my second pair, my second earring that makes a pair, I'll have it ready to go. We'll put some ear wires in that after this. Okay, now let's go back to the copper. Let's get some copper stuff going. Let's do some earrings with the beading wire, because that is always fun. I know. No, I had ideas for this one. didn't I? Yeah, I think those two are going to be together, but I don't know who else is going to be with those two. For this one, let's just cut some wire. And then we can maybe start seeing how these beads can come together. Ooh, I know this big guy. And these on either side. So let's do a little swirl. Sort of a drop. Come here. Okay, so that will be in the middle. And then I want to get some beads on either side of that. Maybe the pearls. All right, we're gonna do these pearls. They're gonna be part of this. Yep. This is what we're doing. Here we go. So I've got a pearl, these disc spacers, and a pearl. And I'm going to do that on either side of this. And now I'm going to take both strands of my Softflex wire. I'm going to put it through these shiny in the middle beads. I'm going to put it through this guy right here. Like that. Now I'm going to grab some crimp beads and I'm going to do some crimping. Yeah, I like that. That's gonna look great. Now the thing about the copper crimp tubes is that they are a little thicker walled. So sometimes it takes a little effort to get more than 2, sometimes more than 3 crimps, or sorry, more than 3 strands of the wire through them. So we're gonna see if we can fit 3. I might need to do this with 2 different crimps in order to get my little loop at the top. I only know this because I have used these a few times for a couple of different things. All right. It's good to know your materials. So I think I have enough room for another strand of wire through here. Let's find out. Perhaps not. All right. Then I'm going to do this with 2 different crimps. I'm going to close this crimp tube. I'm going to do my magical crimping. Zach, if you're watching, ravioli, going to turn it into a meatball. nice and as round as I want it to be. There we go. That works. So that'll hold that in place. And now I'm going to clip off one of these strands. Carefully. And now I'm going to get my second crimp tube on top of there so I can bend over my wire and have it go through here. To make a loop. That loop might be big enough, might not be. Get this guy in here and just wiggle that a little bit. All right, let's crimp that. No. These are magnetic, so they sometimes pick up other things that might. Okay, here we go. Crimping ain't easy. I mean, it can be. It's a little bit easier with these. Like I've mentioned in previous videos, I'm terrible at crimping the old-fashioned way. I'm just really, really bad at it. All right, now that will do. And I can get an ear wire on here. I've got a silver ear wire here. This isn't the final ear wire. I'm gonna have to make some of those. I got done with work and I was like, you know what I want to do? Make some earrings. That's what. I really love the way this looks, and I'm very happy with the way it turned out. Yep. This is a happy one. All right, so let's set this up here with the bits that make up that, so I don't accidentally use them in another project or in another pair of earrings. Hold on. Did I? Shoot. There aren't enough pearls to make a second pair. That was good planning, Bex. Good planning, Bex. All right, well, that's all right. I'll just get some more of these. And it'll just be a little while before I have a second pair of those. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not redoing that because I love the way it looks, and I'm pretty sure I can find pearls in that same color somewhere, some way, somehow. Okay, so I can finish that out. All right. Now, these guys. These were going to be I think I want to use these drops in that one too. All right. So do I do wire? Beading wire, or do I do, you know what? Let's do the craft wire. All right, so for this, I'm not gonna do the fancy wrapping around all of the beads. I'm just gonna do basic drops. Grab my guys. And we're just gonna make it into a pretty long head pin. That's all we're doing with this. Okay, good, that is flush. Bending this down. And then, okay, See me? There you go, bending it back. And see, when you bend it back, it kind of opens it up a little bit. That's why you go back in and close it. Easy peasy. Then it gives you that nice little loop at the end and at the bottom. So let me stack on my guys. I'm going to grab one of these spacers just to put some space between the bottom where I've got my loop and these really decorative Greek key type beads that I love, these coin beads. You guys know I also love to like do wire wrapping around coin beads, but I am just gonna leave this as it is because it's got all of these decorations on the side. I don't want to obscure that with wire or anything like that. And then to keep it lighter as a spacer, we're gonna go ahead and pop that wood bead on. And then our emerald bead. I think I'm gonna go ahead and top it off with another one of these. So it is a pretty tall bead so far, but it is not going to be as heavy as it looks because these are actually these are hollow. So it looks like a big chunky bead, but it is not very heavy. And now I'm going to get ready to do some wrapping up here. Make a loop. And my dog is really mad at me because apparently I am not paying enough attention to her. So I am going to finish up this last earring and I am going to call it a day with my Moroccan Bazaar earring fun. I'm going to finish up the rest of them off camera. I'm going to dig up some of those pearls to make that one match. But these are the earrings that I've made today, just within the time that I sat down. I wanted to make earrings. Okay, so this is a wrapped loop up here on the top, but it is an open loop here. And so I'm going to use this open loop. I could have done a wrapped loop if I wanted to. And just made sure that I hooked this on here before I closed my wrapped loop. That could have been an option, but this isn't a heavy thing, so it doesn't need a lot to hang on there. And then I'm just going to attach it to an ear wire. And then I'll be dangly. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move these guys back into their places in my organizer because I think I'm maybe done for creating new earrings today. But I am definitely going to be using these in something else at some point, so stay tuned. I'm definitely going to be making a bracelet at least with these beads. These arabesque beads are like gorgeous and I really need to use them in something. Like in a deep personal level, I really need to use them in something. But let me get these out of the way so that I can go over what I made today. And all of this came from the Softflex design kit. It's the Moroccan Bazaar design kit. And if you see me do the unboxings, you know I've mentioned them before, that the design kits are like usually just a challenge to challenge yourself, to see what you can make with it. They're usually themed with some really cool themes like this one, Moroccan Bazaar. They're usually go pretty well together, and I usually find a way to challenge myself when I'm using them. So we have this earring that is just stacked up on the integrated ear wire. We've got this one, which is like a very long eye pin with a dangle on the end and on the bottom. We've got this one that I made with the beading wire by twisting it back around through like that. And I need to find another pearl so I can make a second earring. But that's basically 4 sets of earrings. Well, I didn't finish the sets. Not within the 35 minutes that this has taken place. But I will finish this up. We'll get that added to the video before I post it so that you can see the full set. And anyway, happy beading. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you guys had a great Monday. Bye. All right, guys. So you know how I said I wasn't going to redo it? I am going to redo it because I found some similar colored pearls, but they are larger. And I found these, I'm digging through the JJB bead mixes because sometimes they'll reuse some beads for another mix. And so I did find some that were similar color, but they're bigger. So I'm going to start all over again. And I'm going to put on my shiny disco-y ball first, and then the larger beads. And then my flying saucers, and then the smaller pearl. I'm going to do that on each side. And this way I can have a matching pair because I really, really loved the way it looked. And I'm hoping that the change to a larger pearl on the bottom is not going to, you know, I will often get a second bead mix when I buy my bead mixes, and actually that looks quite nice. And like, I'm kicking myself for not getting a second bead mix because if I'd had a second bead mix, I'd have enough pearls to do this just from what came in the bead mixes. But it's fine. It's fine because we're making it work. We are making it work. All right. Oh, yes. Don't forget my shiny guy. I love this bead. I just really love the way it looks. It's got so much depth to it. All right, and we're going to do that trick with 2 different crimp tubes. Since I couldn't fit 3 strands in one crimp tube. And it's all right. Repetition is good. All right. So that's going to be. Anyway, I'll go ahead and do this off camera. I just wanted to show you that you can make things work. And that's going to work for me. Anyway, I did actually get these on ear wires and finish the others. But I wanted to come back and just show you that even looking through, I couldn't find the same bead or the same pearl in the same size. But I found a similar pearl in a bigger size. And I think it still works. Anyway, bye guys.